What's up, guys? It's Shuichi here. I'm with Guildmaster Cosme, and we're going to work on making a tier list for Call of Duty Zombies in our opinion. This one is obviously opinion based, so if you see something as cringy as Kino and S tier, you know why. Anyways,
Oh,
ignore the ads. I try to use ad blocker. It's already blocked 103 ads and counting. Yay me, if that's what that even means. Anyways, we're going to start with Noct, and we're going to make our way to Cold War Zombies. It's not going to be anything other than Treyarch Zombies. Anyways, let's get to it. First up, we're going to start with Noct. Personally, I feel like Noct is going to be a C because it's middle of the road.
you can't put it any lower. You literally can't put it any higher. It is a classic C pick.
The only problem with this is we were using a tier list earlier that had like 7, so it was easy to put it in the middle. But with this, we kind of don't have a middle, so C is going to be the middle of the road. Next up, we have Verut. Personally, this is one of my favorite maps when I go back to Noct. When I go back to World at War.
Uh-huh.
Yep, when I go back to Noct, guys.
Well, it has to be higher than Noct.
Well, yeah.
It's a good map. If we're just talking about War at War and not the remakes, it's a B. We could put it in A if we include the remakes.
But the remakes didn't really change much other than the weapons.
Well, no,
And added Mule Kick.
Black Ops 3 added Pack-a-Punch with the Gobblegum machine, so
Oh yeah, if you
it's
use the
easier.
Gobblegums, I get what you're saying.
But it's a solid B.
Shino Numa,
She,
I never really see good things about, but I also feel like this is a B map.
yeah, the only good thing is high rounds. It's the best high round map in the game, or in the
If
franchise.
we're talking about the World at War variant alone, I feel like the only thing that holds this map back is the dogs.
The dogs are made different.
Oh,
They're built
those.
different.
So it's going to go in B. It's going to go right behind
Yeah.
Verut. And then we go with Durace. Durace is probably the best there is out of any of the maps without Easter eggs, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's an A. I don't feel like Dereese is an S tier map. Like, it's a good map. Like, it's a good casual map, but S, no. A tier is, like, perfect.
It's great, but it's hard to train on depending on where you're at. Plus, again,
It did.
there's the issue with the dogs, and it especially had the Wonderwaff issue.
Yeah,
So,
I think if it didn't take Jug away, it would have been S tier. I think the Wonderwaff issue is a big problem.
and then we're going to move on to Black Ops, where you have Kino. Kino is an obvious S tier, guys.
Yeah,
No.
it's best map of all time. Kino del Toro and Black Ops.
But seriously, it's an A map, because even as the base map, you can't go wrong with Kino.
It's the best casual map, I think, of all time. Like, it's so easy to pick up and easy to pack. Everything in it's just easy. Like,
there's multiple
if you
things.
don't feel like doing anything,
there's almost a spot for everybody to train on if you're running in a group of 4, but if you're just wanting to do something laid back, there's a good bit of camping spots as well. Next up, we have 5. 5 is an iffy map. I think the elevators...
I think 5 is a map. I would put it in S tier, but we have very different views on 5.
I think 5 is a C map. The elevators and the floors and the fact that the 3rd floor isn't really used for anything other than the mystery box.
You're a casual 5, I get that. Can we at least put it in B? Shake hands with B?
I'll put it in B, but it's going behind Shino.
That's fine. As long as I can get it to B, I don't care if it's the last thing in B.
Ascension's easily going to go into an A. It's just like Kino. There's a lot of great camping spots, a lot of great training spots, and it was the first map to introduce an Easter egg.
That is true.
I personally rank it above Kino, but I know that isn't exactly right because it has its own issues. I do think it's better than Kino.
I would rather play Ascension than Kino.
Then we got Call of the Dead. Call of the Dead's a good map. The water becomes an issue at some point. George becomes a real hindrance at some point, but it's still a really good map, really fun. I know a lot of people that when they play zombies, this is their favorite map. Specifically Take.
I have nothing to say on Call of the Dead, to be honest. I like the map. I just think George, like, you can kill him, but I think he can respawn each round. I think George is just a big problem.
He's a problem with the yelling. The yelling is a big problem, but it's an easy first place B right now.
Yeah.
Shangri-La is another map that's really, really hated. When I first started playing Black Ops, I didn't understand the hate, mainly because I'm an Easter egg person, so I love doing the Easter egg over and over and over. I think
Shangri-La is an okay map. I think solo it's hard. Yeah, I think the problem is how Pack-a-Punch works on the map in multiplayer. Because
Multiplayer plus the map layout itself is kind of weird for a zombies map.
yeah, there's nowhere to train like safely.
I'd say it's a first place C.
No, I think it's a C. I think there are maps worse than it.
Why won't
So
you?
I don't.
There we go. And then Moon. Last up on Black Ops, we have Moon. Moon's it teeters between A and B because it's a great map. It's a fun map. I love the Easter egg. It has the one of the best Easter egg endings, if not the best of all time. The only hindrance to this, I'd say, is the whole Jug and Speed Cola switching on Earth. The fact you can only teleport once per round. I don't want to overflood either A or B, but it's an A because that's a stupid way to look at it.
I agree with the
I'd put
jug
it in
speed thing
second place.
because yeah, because on multiplayer you have to force your whole team to go with you. Like you can't
Exactly,
just go
either
get
that
jug
or
by
wait for them to
yourself.
die.
Yeah, so like if your teammate's doing something across the map, you have to wait for them. So you just have to survive without jug.
Exactly.
And it's a bro moment.
And then following up, we got Transit. Easy S. Easy S.
Easy S tier.
Easy S tier. On a serious note, Transit was a good map. It failed in a lot of categories because it tried to be overambitious and at the same time it was limited by its software. The Easter egg was one of the easiest Easter eggs, and it was not a fun Easter egg to do. Lastly,
Yeah.
I was not a fan of there not being many doors to open and explore. Just the whole outside, like, I could care less about the denizens. The lava got on my nerves more than that, especially when he had to jump over the ones at Diner. Problem is even though I love it, it's a D map. We got
Yeah,
Bus
I can agree
Depot.
with that.
Personally, I never really played the survival maps. I hated playing survival maps all around. I know that's funny saying considering the original zombie maps were survival maps.
I
Bus,
think Bus Depot is the worst out of the three,
so
at
probably a
least.
D.
Yeah. Farm
Fa-
should be higher than
Farm was
Bus
my
Depot.
personal favorite, but it's going to be a C.
Town just had everything you needed. It had training, had
I
pack-a-punch,
think I'd rather
bullets.
play Noct over Farm though.
Yeah, I can agree on that.
And then Town wasn't a bad survival map. I'd say it was a B map. It'd probably
Yeah.
go between Call of the Dead and Shino unless you have any argument.
Uh, no, I have no argument. As long as it's not above Call of Duty.
Then we got Nuketown Zombies. We're still in the survival stance. I feel like Nuketown
I
Zombies falls flat because it was literally just a little cul-de-sac multiplayer. If it was bigger, kind of like Alpha Omega, but not like Alpha Omega.
I think what they did to the porks I didn't like. I didn't really like the
You mean
high
the way you had to wait till
randomness.
like round 25 to get a certain perk?
Yeah, you can get a really good one or a really bad one. It's just really
It's either a
RNG
low
based.
C or a high D. I'd have to go with a probably mid D actually because I couldn't put it above Transit. I just can't.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we got Dire Eyes. Dire Eyes was a
I
great
like
map. The
that
Easter egg
rise.
was fun. This one was held back by the elevators, the way that you couldn't get to your friends on time if you were on the top floor. Something happened on the bottom floor. You had a rush, and you probably wouldn't make it, no matter how hard you tried.
That and how buggy the beds were when you were jumping to them.
Oh yeah, I had that
Sometimes
clip.
you would take fall damage,
I had that
sometimes you
clip where I
wouldn't.
dolphin dived on it and it still failed.
Like you can't give me an item that guarantees my safety and have it fail.
I think
Like
it's a C tier between Sugarlaw and Noct.
yeah.
Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead was probably one of the first maps that everybody was like, oh my god, this is different. It was the first map
I,
that made an ending. One of the
Mob
cringiest.
is the
Hmm?
Mob is my second most played map, and I think it's a hard S tier. I think it's just such a good map. The characters are so well designed. The plane does get a little annoying refueling, but I just think they did good all around.
The
It was
only
just
the only downside the mob was the whole Easter egg because the Easter egg itself was simple. But it was a
yeah.
cool Easter egg at the ending. It was more just like a lore dump. And I had the cringiest moment on Mob of the Dead. I had some friends who had never played Black Ops 1 or 2, and I went to bring them to these maps. And Mob of the Dead was the only one they could enjoy, but they were so disappointed at the end of Mob of the Dead because it just ended with a game over screen instead of a cutscene like Black Ops 3. And I'm like, dude, we never had these things. We never got endings to cutscene or to Easter eggs. So this was something.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the closest we came to an ending to an Easter egg kinda was on String of Law. Once you did the Easter egg, Richtofen would start doing a quote after like you guys died talking about his master plan coming together. And I think that's the closest we got. Buried. Probably the easiest map on Black Ops 2. Easy.
Oh, for sure.
Probably the easiest map out of all of them up to this point. It had one of the best perks, in my opinion, Vulture Aid. It had a fun
Yeah,
Easter egg
no,
with one of the most challenging steps.
I'm just upset they never bought back Vault Trade. It was only on this map.
Vulture Aid was a great perk. It was kind of
Yeah, I forgot.
OP to a sense. I just could do without the seeing through the walls. I think it'd go above Moon, but I don't want to put it above Ascension. How about you?
I can agree with that.
Okay. Origins. This map had a little bit of everything for everybody. It had great wonder weapons, unique that everybody could get something different. I'm counting the staff as a wonder weapon, by the way.
Yeah, it's a wonder weapon.
The Easter egg kept you busy. There's a lot of things that kept you busy with it, but if you were an average person, you could do most things. The only thing that would hinder the average person would probably having to fix the generators. But obviously, if that's the only hindrance, first place. It's the map I
Yeah,
probably
for
play
sure.
2 to 3 times a week, even though there's so many Call of Duty zombies out there now, as you can see.
He's addicted to the map.
I Shadows of Evil. I'm personally not a fan of this map. It's a great map aesthetically. I just don't like it. I don't like the layout or anything about it.
I feel different than him. I think Shadows Evil was the biggest masterpiece to ever come out of Treyarch. They spent so much time and detail on the map.
Where did this come from?
Well, look, I
You were
hate the
saying-
Easter egg. Look, no, the Easter egg is frustrating because you can't count on people to do the last step.
Okay,
But
look,
the
that was an
map is a
accident.
masterpiece.
That was an accident. I promise you, those Smargwas kept getting in the way.
There's so much detail. The round changing song is amazing.
It's an
I
A.
just,
It's an A,
it's
but
an
I couldn't
A.
put it above Moon. Like to me, it's between Moon and
I'll-
Kino.
I'll take it. I can't put it above anything because of the Easter egg. That's the only reason why I hate the map.
Horizon Rock is a fun map. It has bows. It's just like Origins, and that's part of its problem is the fact that it's just like Origins. It's one of the smaller maps out there. Doesn't change the fact it's a good map though. The Easter egg's fun. It's kind of simple, but it's fun. It's an A,
Yeah,
but the problem is finding out where on A it is. After all, we have 6 maps in A category.
I think it's higher than Moon and Buried at least.
I can agree with that. I'd put it above Ascension as well, actually.
Yeah, I agree
But it's
with
not
that.
an S tier because of the fact it mimics Origins. Zetsubo, it's a map that gets a lot of hate, probably because of the Easter egg and the way it just feels like an empty map. It's not a bad map, though. It's fun.
I have a problem with how many doors. Like the map costs a
Oh,
fortune.
yeah, the door
to get
it
through.
gets expensive once you get into the
Yeah,
layer
like-
itself. I say my only problem with the map itself is the challenges when you're doing the Easter egg. Because not everybody is reliable when it comes to the challenges, and some just never understand what you're trying to get them to do. I'd put it in B.
I agree with that. I put it in B as well.
I'd put it probably between Call of the Dead in Town.
I'll take it. Put it in the.
Gorod Krovi. Dude, when I first started playing this map, I fucking hated it. I hated it with a passion. But, you know, it's not a bad map. I say that with all the maps, but this one is I liked it because the Easter egg actually proved to be a little difficult, especially the bomb step. Fuck that bomb step. Oh my god.
I hated the bump step.
I think it's a
I think the
B.
bump.
I think it's going to be the
Yeah.
first in B category.
I agree with that.
I had to make sure for a second. I was like, wait, we didn't put Zetsubo in A, right? Because I wouldn't want to put it above Gorod.
My revelation.
Okay, Revelations. The map, when they explained how the map was going to be, I was so excited. I was like ready for this map to come out. And then the way it was structured, I was like, the fuck is this? This isn't what you guys made me think it was. I mean, it's what you explained, but I don't know. It feels like a small map despite it being a huge map. And I don't like how it's separated into islands. To me, it's a C tier.
I think Revelations it has everything a zombie player can ask for. It has the best wonder weapons ever made in the box. It has the best monkey bomb variant in the box.
Yeah, but those
It
wonder
also
weapons weren't introduced on that map.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean this map just has everything you would ever need. It's the best and fastest high round map. Um, I like how all the maps are combined. The jumpy pad's all a little glitchy though. I think the one problem I had is the Easter egg. It just makes no sense. They just threw too much random shit in and called it an Easter egg. I think it's my problem.
I can understand where the Easter egg comes into problem or complications because it's like you're collecting all these souls, and then all of a sudden, just because the Shadow Man's collected in the soul box or the summoning key, that just throws everything into a loop. It's like they didn't know where they were going with Black Ops 3 until the end of it. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't. I feel like I'm explaining this right now, and then there's gonna be people in the comments being like, "You obviously don't know the lore, man." And you're right. I don't fully know the lore, even though
yeah.
I've played every Easter egg.
He has no idea what's going on anymore.
Okay, that's because I didn't want to read that map. I did not want to waste that time reading the whole fucking map. Because to me the lore should have been in the games, not on a huge map.
Well, everything on the map is in game. It's just the map made it easier to
Was
understand.
it? I could have sworn there's a lot of things that weren't in game.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't. Like, I guess there was the whole
I'm fine
that
putting it in
one
first
group.
place in C.
It could be in C. I don't like the map myself, but I think it's a good zombies map for casuals just because it has everything you would ever need in
So
it.
far, looking at this tier list, I think it's funny how Black Ops 3 leads A, B, and C.
Look, each map does its own thing.
Blood of the Dead. I like it.
Oh,
I think it's overhated. I like the Easter egg. I'm not going to say the only thing because I keep saying that. There's a lot of things that hinder Blood of the Dead, such as the catwalk and the fact it started the trend of just reusing maps. Um,
I I hate Blood of the Dead with a passion. They took one of the best maps of all time and they just destroyed it. It doesn't look good at all.
it doesn't play well when you want to get monkeys and you have to do the Easter egg, and you have to get both monkeys if you want to do the spork step in a lower round, and you need the tomahawk. It's the Hell's Retriever is also weaker in that version. Like
Yeah,
I don't
like
see the appeal of getting the Hell's Retriever.
I think they just threw the map in for nostalgia. To be honest, and like
I
told
want to
everyone to
put it in
fuck
C
off.
tier, but I know it's not a C tier. Uh, it's
And
complicated, man. I want to put it in C
and
tier, but it's not C tier.
the board step. Why is there 47 locations for it? Can I ask you,
Oh
Jason
yeah, the
Wardell?
bird
I want
step
to know
alone
this.
gets in the way, dude.
Like, why? Who woke up and be like 47 locations? I got it.
Was there really 47?
Yep, there's
I
47
only had
locations
problem
to
with the
work and
last
spawn.
step of the bird thing. That one always gave me trouble.
And sometimes some of the steps don't work correctly if you're playing on like Xbox or PC.
I say it's a first place D.
Yeah, it's a first place Steve, but it's a
Classified is also a downwards trend with it. When you take into the
it,
fact you got to make it to round 150, which there's no reason you have to like choose round 150 for this.
150 in the game. It's not stable enough to make
Oh
it
yeah,
sometimes to
people had
150.
trouble getting around freaking 75 as is with the game's stability. Um, it's easily a D
Look,
tier as well. Most of
yeah,
these
they
maps in
took
Black Ops 4 are D tier.
as a guy who thinks 5 should be S rank, they took 5 and just massacred it.
Actually, would
That's
you
what they
put it
did
in
to my
F
boy.
tier? I'd put it
Mm,
in F tier because,
I think
like,
it's better than Nuketown, to be honest.
really, I
Bus
would
Depot,
much rather
Nuketown.
play. I'd rather play Bus Depot Nuketown over Classified.
Well, I only say that because Classified just has more to do in it.
Well, yeah, but if we base it off of that, there's a lot of maps that would be higher, especially when we have Ascension in fourth place right now.
Well, Ascension doesn't have a lot to do in it. It
That's what I'm
has
saying.
like the Ether,
Ascension doesn't have a lot to do in it, but
but
we
it's
have
good
it
to
in fourth
play.
place. There's more to do on
But think
classified.
about it like this: Bus Depot, you're going to make it around 15 and get bored instantly. So Nuketown, we could put it above Bus Depot, maybe not Nuketown. It's just Bus Depot. There's literally nothing to do. Like you're just surviving hitting box for the ray gun.
With Voyage of the Despair, it was one of
It's an
those
F.
maps. Really? No.
It's
No,
the
it's
worst
above
map ever made.
classified.
It's the worst
It's
map ever
above
made.
classified.
Look, you might have a different opinion, but it's it,
I
every time
personally,
I hear every time I hear five or Alpha Omega, I just fall asleep.
wait, when I first started playing Black Ops 4 when it first came out, I was like, I hate this map. It's such a tight quarters map. And then recently I started playing Black Ops 4 again, and I was like, you know what? I enjoy Voyage more than I do 9. It's not a bad map. There's a lot to do on it. Um, it's kind of iffy, especially with a lot of mechanics. I have had the clock step glitch on me a few good bit of times. And no, it's not from reading it wrong.
Okay, the
uh,
Easter egg
it's a C to me.
sucked.
It's a C.
The boss, the only thing good about Voyage of
I
Despair
had
is the
fun with the
boss
boss
fight.
fight.
The boss fight is the best boss fight in any Treyarch zombies. The planet step is glitchy. The last step you do going underwater. Sometimes you can't activate that step if you have four players and you
Okay,
get stuck underwater before the
to me
boss
it's
fight.
C. I'd rather play Diarize than it, but I think I'd rather play it than Knocked.
I'll put it in C.
9, and this is the opposite of Voyage. I enjoyed 9 when the game first came out, and I fucking hate that map. I don't like the layout or anything. It's a weird map, and it's one of the hardest Easter eggs, which is weird because I love hard Easter eggs. So to say I hate the Easter egg is saying something.
I like 9. I didn't play it as much as the other maps. I think the only reason I had a problem with it, I had the boss not spawn in twice.
What?
Yeah, the boss has a chance to not spawn in, and you can't end the boss fight or anything. You have
God
to restart the game
damn.
completely. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Um,
put it in D. I'd rather play Blood of the Dead than 9. I'd rather play Transit than 9 if I'm being honest.
who hurt you?
What do you mean? You would rather play 9 than Transit? Transit is a fun map, especially when you're trying
I,
to survive on the bus. I
it
think it
matters.
gets too much hate.
No, I don't mind playing Transit if it's like a public match of like 4 or 8 people, but I'd rather play 9 solo than Transit. Transit is just no fun alone because it's just empty
Yeah, if
space.
you're alone, but I like playing with people, and I usually play with
Yeah,
people, so
if we
that
talk about people, Transit would be better, but I'd rather play 9 than Blood of the Dead. I'm just saying.
Dead of the
Blood of
Night.
the Dead is
I've
Dead of Night.
I've only played it a select few of times, and I
Well,
hate it. I hate it every time I play it.
it has 56 item locations.
What? God damn.
It's an itathon.
How do you
Like
remember these numbers?
like why are there so many like every time I load up this map, I get filled with dread because my brain has to remember where every piece spawns for every item. You want to build silver bullets? There's 9
Oh
locations.
my.
You want to build a shield? 9 locations. You want to do wonder weapon? 13 locations. Like I think it's bad.
So F
I,
tier?
I yeah, it's an F tier. I can stand for that.
Ancient Evil was one of those maps that I actually didn't have an issue going for high rounds. Not because it was easy or anything, just because it kept my attention.
Easy
I
was a blast. The
I
Easter
had
egg was
fun.
good.
The
The
fists are fun.
gauntlets
They're okay. They're fun.
The gauntlets are the best wonder weapons in the game.
The boss fight's
In any
entertaining because
game.
it's a different type of mechanic and it keeps you on your feet. I'd say it's an easy A tier.
Yeah, I'd put it in A tier. It's one of Black Ops. It's one of the rare Black Ops 4 maps I put in A tier.
The problem is, I don't think I'd put it above any of the maps currently.
No, I'd put it in last, but it is an A tier.
Alpha Omega.
I sleep.
I like Alpha Omega. I think
It's
I'm fine putting it in C, but I like Alpha Omega. I like doing the Easter egg. It's a weird Easter egg. Um, I love the ray guns. The ray guns are actually entertaining. They're different, but they're kind of weird because it's like you can't move on from the ray guns. There's always got to be a ray gun variant in every zombies, and it gets exhausting seeing that. But I still like the ray guns.
They did they did the avocado
I've
Doherty
already
in that
blocked
map.
266 ads. What the fuck? Um, Alpha Omega, I'm fine putting in seeds here. I'd rather play it over Revelations.
That's fine.
Actually, I'm kind of having an issue putting it above Revelations, if I'm being honest. Or
Thank
Shangri.
God.
Okay,
Okay, there we go. It's
there we
getting
go.
better.
Okay, I can't lie to myself. Tag. This Easter egg is where everything fucks zombies community over severely. I like the map. I like the layout. If the map was structured like how it looks when you complete the Easter egg, that would have been sick as fuck. Just a whole lava map that's glowing. If Transit looked like the end of Tag, God, Transit would have looked so fucking cool. But the Easter egg fucked everything up. It's not a bad Easter egg itself, especially that last step where you got to stay in the circle and survive with your team. It makes you actually stay alive, think everything through, be careful. But again, the ending of that. And I feel like the only category is F based on the ending, which actually I kind of feel like it's wrong to rank a map like that. You there?
I could go with DF.
I'll put it
I hate the
above.
one. That's
Huh?
fine. I hated the Thunder Gun. It was one of the
Oh,
most
the
useless
Tundra?
Wonder
Yeah.
Weapons ever
I
made.
never got the
The
Tundra. But what makes it worse? Oh, that's what makes it worse is the fact there's the Thunder Gun and then there's the Thunder Gun. Why do you need two different variants of that one? If you're gonna
then
make
they
variants, you gotta make 4 variants. You can't just do two.
they took the Wonder Waff and made it a sniper rifle, then spat on it and threw it on the ground. It was garbage.
To be fair, I feel like the Wonderwall variants get worse over time because they don't look as cool and they don't kill as many zombies.
I would put it in detail because of one glitch with the Thunder Gun. When you go down when you grapple and shoot the Thunder Gun, it used to
It
launch you
spins you.
in the space.
Oh, I'd have to
I
find
think
that clip.
it made the map very enjoyable, but I didn't like the map at all.
Die Machine. He's gonna be iffy in these because he barely played.
D
What is it?
Machina
Cold War, but
high round on the map is easy as hell.
that's the problem. Is
Like
it's too easy.
yeah, D Machine is like easy as hell.
I'd rather play tag over Die Machine.
And that's what I'm doing. If I feel like not trying, I'd play D Machina
Yeah,
just because how
and
easy it is.
but one of the things I don't like about Die Machine is how easy the Easter egg is. Well, actually, that's
Well,
all the maps.
I noticed that when I played that all the maps are just handheld.
Yeah, I'd put it low D, uh,
That's fine.
top F. Firebase E.
I
Another
hated
thing,
Firebase
this
D.
map I could not stand. It felt like a multiplayer map that was forced to be a zombies map. And I know some of you
Yeah,
are going to be like, but that's what World at War maps are, and that's what Black Ops maps are. You don't get it, man. This feels like it was a multiplayer map with nothing else to it. The Easter egg was easy, and it had a Pokeball step. What the fuck?
I hated Firebase D. I played it
Worst
10
map.
times.
Worst map.
Yeah, I think it's
Mao, it wasn't a bad map out of the whole thing. It was a harder map.
yeah.
And that's what made it better. The Easter egg was harder. I think it's a C because all Cold Run maps are pretty bad. I would rather play all of everything in C category above.
Outbreak, I played with a group of people. I somewhat enjoyed it. I think it's somewhat fun.
I don't
Not
like it.
all the time,
The
but
dude, if you did the Easter egg on this one, it has the hardest Easter egg in Cold War.
yeah, Ace carried me through the Easter egg. One thing I found out, the boss fight gets harder if your team has more wonder weapons.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ace told me that. I was like, oh, so the more wonder weapons you have on your team, the harder the boss is.
I didn't know
I was
that.
like, oh, that's
It's
fancy.
enjoyable to an extent, but it just feels empty no matter how high of a round you get. And some of the tasks are just tedious.
Yeah,
I
it
did
feels
have fun
empty
with some of the
because
things. Like, if have you ever driven a tank on the bounce pads?
No,
You can launch a tank across the map, like as in it hits the sky barrier.
that didn't happen. But the boss did throw me into these orbit. I drove a call. I drove a call and it launched the call and I was in
Did you do
space. I
both
don't.
Outbreak Easter eggs?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
there's
I did everything Ace told me to do.
okay, so
So
there's two different Outbreak Easter egg. One is where you're fighting this big dude at the end before the missile launches. The
yeah,
other
I
one
did
is
that.
you got to go into or out into a zone to have your team get captured for Mao.
Oh yeah, I know. I we did both of those.
I still think this is also a C,
I can agree with that.
but I wouldn't want to play it above Noct.
Oh, go for it.
Well, I mean, you're part of this. Lastly, we got Forsaken, which is for some reason listed twice. It was also an F
We'll,
tier to me.
okay, we'll rank one in F tier and we'll rank one in S tier.
What?
There's
But
two of them. We'll
I'm
rank
not
them.
doing that, even if it is for a meme.
I didn't like Forsaken. I can agree with the F tier.
So
I have
I
no
didn't like
complaints about it.
Forsaken because it was a weird map. It was in a dome, and I'm like, ugh. Like I'm fine with being in a cave and buried, but it was like you're in this building on a map that just the layout is gross.
He's like, nah.
No, man, the Easter egg was easy. I did it on my first the first playthrough of the map, and that boss fight at the end was horrible. And then that, which was a spoiler. I mean, Cold War's been out for 2 years now, so you probably
Yeah,
know
wake up,
this.
people.
But the fact that Richtofen appears at the end of Cold War, it was already bad enough they made Samantha Maxis come back with superpowers. But then they bring Richtofen back. What the fuck? Anyways, um, yeah. If I could tie these for last place, I would tie them for last place. You know what? I can tie them for last place. Like that.
There you
Like
go.
that.
Problem solved.
I, oh, I can't even drag it out now. Anyways,
That's
this
too
is
late.
going to be
This
my tier list. You can obviously see Black Ops 2 had the best maps and had some of the worst maps.
it was a mix. Black
it
Ops
it
2 was
started
like,
out really bad because it's
yeah,
like they didn't know what they wanted to do when they released Transit and Die Rise, and then Buried had something going for it. It had one of the most interactive Easter eggs. Um, they were spot on when they did Origins and Mob of the Dead. And then when we get into Dreisendrach, if they didn't mimic Origins and try to do something a little different and made the map a little bigger, it would have been great. Especially if they added a little more to the Easter egg. I've noticed that's a trend with all the. Have you noticed that? At the start of every zombies, the Easter eggs are a bit shorter and then they get longer throughout the session.
yeah,
Well,
that's
I
true.
think Black Ops 4 was the exception where the Easter eggs got shorter, kinda. I
Black
don't know. When you do Blood of the Dead, there's a lot of steps.
I think too many steps are a bad thing because Revelation showed us that. Revelation had too many steps and it just was like frustrating to get through.
Did it? Because in a sense, that'd be the same with Origins because you got to spend almost an hour setting up with the staffs alone.
I would count building staffs as like it's an Easter egg step, but after you build the staffs and do the rest of Easter egg, it's like real easy. Um, the staffs I wouldn't count it fully to the main Easter egg. It's more of a separate thing, but it
Well,
has to be done.
I mean, it has to be done because they're the keys.
Yeah, but I feel like out of all the like Origins is fine. It's not that long or tedious. D
No,
Shadows is
I would
fine. DE is
gladly spin the
fine.
stunt. I would gladly.
Revelations was frustrating because some of the steps will, like, for example, when you need to throw the little Onis in the holes, you need max ammo to even do that step all the way, and sometimes you'll go
Oh,
rounds
you're
with
talking about
max ammo, so you're
Revelations. Oh
not
yeah,
getting
I had a
ducks
problem
and
with the
jumps.
little Arnie set. That one's.
Then the ball step on PC and Xbox is still glitched, so you can eat the ball and you have to go down to even spit it out.
Oh, another problem I had with it is the fact it's really, really hard to see the bones.
The ball. Oh.
It's hard to see those bones.
Like I don't have
Got them
problem with the bones
bones.
anymore because I know how to stand in one spot and hit 5 of the bones in one spot.
What?
Yeah, there's one spot in the map you can stand in and hit all the bones, almost all of them.
Anyways, for the top five, we got Origins, Mob of the Dead, Der Eisendrache, Ascension, and Buried. It's weird having me put Buried above Moon, especially since I love the ending to Moon's Easter egg. It's probably the best ending, as I said. Come on, man. You get to blow up the Earth. And like your characters are just like, what the fuck happened?
I,
Anyway, what's up?
don't you say I don't think Moon is the best ending, and I think Setsubo has the best ending because Takio didn't have any character development before Setsubo, and after Setsubo, they gave Takio like this character and something to grip onto. Like the Moon was cool and all, like when I was a kid and stuff, because like it was so like it was something new. They never done it in zombies before. But I'm more of a story based guy, and Moon kind of fucked up the whole. It made transit. Moon made transit. Moon is the reason transit walked.
Okay, so I explained this to Take. Where they went wrong is they escalated the story too fast because they didn't know there was going to be more to it.
What, you think you could just blow up the earth and walk away?
Yeah, you think you could just blow it up and act like there's nothing left when you know there's going to be more left?
Fuck
Again,
around and find out.
again, that's where Black Ops 2 fails is that there's no actual story with the Easter eggs. You're just collecting pylons and then oh no, somehow Maxis won despite the Easter eggs showing that it was going to be Richtofen.
You know the story's bad when Die Rise makes no fucking sense and has no story. The story behind Die Rise is just a filler map. That's it. There is no like
A crew
they
that,
don't need to be
yeah.
there.
Oh, another thing. Why was this crew selectively chosen when you listen to the radios? And there's so many other crews they have like that are working with them. Like, so this crew has the blessing. Like they keep getting revived by Richtofen when things go wrong. But why do the other crews not have any blessings?
I think it's just selective choice.
Selective choice. Yeah, man, Richtofen really loves Stuhlinger's body. He's such an optimum choice because he's out of
Oh
shape
whoa.
and fat and old. Anyways, that's going to end it for this tier list. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any issues, I'm going to have to ask you to stick it because this is my personal tier list.
Look, I'll answer every comment on this video and tell you why you're wrong. I got you.
I'll tell you why you're wrong with a 20-page detailed summary.
Unless you
Fact checked
also
by the
think
president
5 should be
himself.
an S tier, then I'll agree with you.
He's kind of loony sometimes. He still thinks he's back home on the ranch. Forgive him.
I miss the ranch. I'll miss my
Forgive him. He
wife.
misses Uncle Betty Shoe. Yeah, I just said it, Uncle Betty Shoe. They don't know how to name back at the ranch. Anyways, if
Fuck out of
again,
here.
as I said, if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe if I can even speak.
No, I
If you
got
have any
this. Make
video,
sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification, and if you have any video ideas, leave them in the comment below.
and constructive criticism. Yeah, this video is
No,
probably going to be uncut. Nothing is going to be cut from it
wait.
because it's,
Let's go.
but it's probably going to be a 30-minute video. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Oh wait, that's not my outro. Anyways, don't die.